Yo, what's up, guys? Greg 2G here. This is the weekly gaming news podcast for the week of March 30th to April 5th, 2020. We're just going to go over all the latest and greatest news of the week, and there's some really juicy ones in here this week, so let's get it started. First up, we have Star Wars. The first smartphone shooter game from the Star Wars series has been announced. Joymax and Lucasfilms announced on the 2nd of April that the first smartphone flight shooter game based on the Star Wars franchise, and the title is Star Wars Starfighter Missions. So this is a space shooter, so it's not like on the ground. Well, actually, interesting. We got some interesting looking photos down here. No videos, so I guess it's like it looks more like a side scroll, like Gradius. You guys know what that is? Where you're just dodging from side to side and shooting stuff that comes at you. So it looks a really arcadey style of gameplay here. In Star Wars Starfighter Missions, players can choose to fight for the light or the dark side, collecting and upgrading over 80 iconic starfighters, leading 3 starfighters in fast-paced, adrenaline-fueled battles. Fans can also take iconic ships and fight above well-known planets. Blah, 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 blah. Looks kind of interesting. I guess it has sort of a gotcha system here for the collecting the starfighters and that sort of thing, so could be fun. Something I'll definitely keep my eye on. Oh, various game modes are provided. The game supports various game modes, including Campaign Battle, provides players with high experience points and new starfighters as you complete each stage. Epic Battle, inspired by iconic battles from the Star Wars movies, and rewards users with hero-class starfighters. And Challenge, that allows you to compete with other players to pass as many trials as possible and rise up the rankings. Yeah, I guess kind of like Asteroids too. Yeah, that's a good. What's up, by the way? What's up, Go? What's up, AK Matmo? Okay. Yeah, Star Wars Starfighter Missions, something to keep. That doesn't look like there's any sort of release date or anything. It's being made in Korea. Developed specifically for Japan and Korea and Southeast Asia, so we may not even see this in English for a while. So, yeah, something to just keep our eyes on there, Starfighter. Next up, some news about Google Play's Indie Games Festival. So Google Play has an Indie Games Festival for mobile games, and obviously because of quarantines and all that stuff, they're not going to be able to actually have the festival right away, but they did release the list of all the finalists and stuff. So if you're interested in checking out some indie games, this is a good list to take a look at. There's 20 games from three different areas. There's Europe, Japan, and South Korea. So the top 20 indie games from those those regions, I should say, are all listed here, so you can go in here and check out some of the baddest, coolest indie games that are out in those regions. So just to kind of scroll through and take a look, I recognize Bad North Jotun Edition. Some of these already have 9-star and higher ratings. Cookies Must Die, Doors Awakening, Faraway Galactic Escape. And then that's from Europe, and then Japan has a 10-star game called Gummy Shooter here, and an 8.5 star called Home Fighter. I have no idea what that's going to be about. Tap Dig My Museum, 9.6 stars on that one. 9.5 stars on World for 2. And then Korea, Heroes Restaurant with 8.1 stars. Nothing over 9 for Korea. But yeah, I'll definitely link this in the description and stuff, and you guys can take a look at this list of all the finalists for the Indie Games Festival, Google Play Indie Games Festival. Next up, we have Nier Reincarnation. All right, I'm going to go ahead and play the video for this in the background while we talk about it. Nier Reincarnation is a really cool game. I mean, if you've played Nier Automata or seen Nier Automata, which is one of the really coolest platformer type of I don't know if platformer is the good way to describe it. It's a really interesting, I guess, RPG. Let's just call it an RPG. Really interesting game, and this is their basically take on a mobile game. So they're bringing this over to the mobile platform, and they don't really have, as you could see by the video here, they didn't really show anything. It was just like text and stuff. So it's like all teasing, just a big teaser thing. But yeah, the game's really cool. It has like one of the best soundtracks I've ever heard in video games in a long time. I mean, there's some pretty good soundtracks out there, but Nier Automata is like one of the best. So hopefully we get a really cool soundtrack for this game as well. And yeah, I can't wait to see what they're gonna do with this. I think it's probably gonna be most released in Asia first, and we'll probably get it like way later. But I can wait. You know, at least I'm glad that they're doing something with that. That's gonna be cool. Oh, you want to see that first trailer? What's up, Sophie? I play on Dragon Raja. I play on Odin Abyss. All right, next up we have Dead by Daylight Mobile, which is going to be releasing on April 16th. So this game I played last year, like the very early alpha version of the game. It was pretty rough at the time, but it's pretty good. If you guys don't know what Dead by Daylight is, by the way, it's like a 4 versus 1 type game thing where basically one person's a killer and the 4 other people are survivors. They're trying to escape the killer and evade him. They need to like repair generators and that sort of thing in order to open the escape hatch. So it's really cool, really fun game. The PC game is really popular. There's like, I want to say they get like 50 to 100,000 players like on a daily basis. So the PC game's really popular. We'll see how the mobile game's gonna turn out. I'm gonna take another look at it and give it another chance, because my first impression with the alpha wasn't that great, but hopefully they've come a long way since then. Hi, Ryuna. Alright, next up we have Legends of Runeterra, which is Riot Games' entry into the card game realm. That's going to be available for iOS and Android on the 30th of April. And technically, it's actually available right now. You can download the APK right now if you wanted to. Anyway, this game's a really fun game. I put at least 50 to 100 hours into it already, because like the gameplay is really fun, and what's really cool about it is like it's actually pretty easy to get and earn cards for free. It's like really free to play friendly card game compared to other card games. So they give you a lot of cards starting out. You can earn them pretty easily by doing daily quests and whatnot. And yeah, it's fun. It's a good game. We'll check that out on April 30th if you want to wait, or you can download the APK right now. Okay, next up we have Carcassonne. I have no idea how to actually pronounce this. Carcassonne. What was the other game? Like what? Like Legends of Runeterra? You mean Elder Scrolls Legends? Like Bethesda's card game? I played the Elder Scrolls Legends quite a bit as well. That's a really good card game too. They actually added in a pretty good like daily reward system now, but before, like when it first came out, it was pretty rough for free to play, but now it's pretty decent. Okay, Carcassonne. So this game is really interesting. It's like a strategy game. Like I want to say it's a combination of like Risk and like Civilization, but it's like in a board game form. Let's just take a look at the video real quick while I talk about it. The video can kind of explain it. But yeah, basically you can go against AI. I think you can actually play against other people too, and you get like these tiles. You have to like build roads and like basically build like sort of a civilization type thing. And what's cool is like, you know, at first starting out, you're basically on your own, which is kind of like Civilization 2, but then at a certain point, you kind of have to, you know, start being competitive against other people. So it's it's going to be really cool that they're bringing this to mobile. Definitely check that one out. All right, next up is Game of Thrones Beyond the Wall, which came out this week on Android. I downloaded it. I haven't tried it yet, so I'm not really sure. Not really sure how this game looks. Let's go ahead and start this video while I talk about it. Game of Thrones Beyond the Wall. So it says it's an entirely new story set more or less at the same time as the final season of Game of Thrones. And you can tell that because it features Jon Snow, Jaime Lannister, Melisandre, and Daenerys. So you control ravens, I guess, and visit weirwood trees, command rangers, explore haunted forests, and yeah, I don't know. I need to actually fire this up and actually see what it's like. I guess it seems like more of a strategy game. So if you're looking for another strategy game, there's Game of Thrones there for you. I'll probably try it out whenever I have time, which is never. No, I'll probably try it out in the next week or two. But yeah, could be cool. That's out. That's a game that came out this week. Settlers, yeah, I guess Settlers is a good comparison for. I wish I knew how to pronounce this. Carcassonne. It's probably like some French or Italian word or something. All right, next up, acclaimed indie platformer Gris has landed on Google Play. So this is a game that's been ported over to mobile that was really successful console and PC game. Go ahead and show this video. So if you're looking for a really cool, I guess, platformer with a really cool art style, this is something I would definitely check out. I guess there's not really much to be said about a platformer. You go around and then jump over and do puzzles and that sort of thing. The story is supposed to be pretty interesting too. But yeah, platformers are always pretty fun. They're so simple, but they're also sometimes they can get really complicated, even though they're so simple. But yeah, it's a really beautiful game. Go ahead and check that guy out if you guys have time. Yeah, really awesome art style. So I wonder how well it's going to control on mobile though, because for some of these things you have to be like really precise. So hopefully they got their controls down really well. I wonder how big the file size of it is going to be though. But yeah, that is one of the other. Oh, it's $5 by the way. It's not free to play. I was gonna say I don't think it's free to play. Yeah, it's $5, but definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. Next up is Angry Birds Legends. So if you haven't had enough Angry Birds, there's yet another one coming out. Angry Birds Legends. Out now in open beta. So if you're looking to check out another Angry Birds game, there's another one. Like every second mobile game these days, Angry Birds Legends sees you getting into PvP battles. Oh, there's PvP and collecting heroes between rounds. So it has sounds like a gacha system as well. This is going to be like a turn-based RPG type game. Interesting. So it's not really the standard Angry Birds experience. But yeah, it sounds cool. No video on it, unfortunately, but yeah, you can download it right now. Oh, it's in the UK, Sweden, or Finland, so you can download it right now if you're in those areas. There's probably an APK out there somewhere, though, so. Angry Birds Legends. Alright, next we have Bomb Chicken. Yeah, I thought it was dead. I thought Angry Birds was, that's like 2010 or something? 11? 2020 has been a year of social distancing and pandemics, but maybe, just maybe, We can make it a year for chickens who lay explosive eggs thanks to Bomb Chicken. A standard chicken suddenly gains the power to lay bombs instead of eggs. But more than that, they can also kick them at enemies and stack them high. So this sounds pretty interesting. Let's go ahead and look at the video here. So this leads to ample shenanigans and to the fact it is from Nitrome. So you can expect a lot of juice and excitement. You've gotten an omelet recipe for success. So I guess it's kind of like a Bomberman-esque platformer? Bomberman meets platformer? Yeah, so there's another game for you to check out if you need to kill some time. Looks pretty fun. I like the explosive pixel art style. Kind of reminds me of... I can't think of what it reminds me of, but... Looks pretty cool. Yeah, it looks pretty fun. Why are those birds so angry? Have you heard of Torum by Asobimo? Yeah, I've heard about that, Torum. Thank you for the sub, Zero. Appreciate it. Alright, next up we have another interesting, funny game called Door Kickers. Action Squad has breached the Google Play Store. Door Kickers Action Squad, the acclaimed sequel to Kill House Games' popular tactical shooter, is out now on mobile. Fully live and blah blah blah. Able to oh, it's not out on Google Play yet, so it's out on the App Store on iOS right now. Should be coming soon to Android. You can pick from 6 characters, all with their own upgrade paths and combat styles. Looks like a standard side-scroller shooter type thing with another cool pixel art style. I know a lot of people aren't fan of the pixel art, but I kind of like it personally. So there's 84 levels, an endless tower mode, 60 weapons and gear items, more than 20 enemy types, and 4 distinct mission objectives, plus zombies. Looks pretty cool. If you're into that side-scroller shooter. Good stuff right there. Totally reliable delivery service has been successfully delivered to Google Play. Totally reliable delivery service, the eagerly anticipated physics sandbox game from Tiny Build and We Are 5 Games, has arrived on Android alongside iOS, PC, and consoles. Interesting. This actually sounds pretty cool. Let's go ahead and take a look at the video. Slapstick is the order of the day. This is easier said than done. Thanks to the ragdoll nature of your avatar, totally reliable delivery service is like a more cartoony, less psychotic take on Goat Simulator, with noodly controls and floaty physics combining to produce an endless supply of slapstick moments. Okay, so it's supposed to be like a really hard game where, like, yeah, physics will end up screwing you all the time while you're trying to to deliver packages to people. This looks crazy. Is this multiplayer? There's a single player campaign and an online multiplayer mode in which you can multiply. Okay, there is a multiplayer mode. That looks like a lot of fun. Okay, you can play with up to 4 players. Interesting. This looks like a nice, fun time killer right there. Feels like the history of PC console games is trying to have a second limelight on mobile somehow. Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of ports. There's a lot of new fresh games though. So some of the stuff aren't ports though. Like some games or some developers are at least making brand new games for mobile. They're taking their like these long. Like Call of Duty Mobile, for example, is like I mean, some of the stuff they borrowed obviously a lot of their assets from older games, but you know, they're just bringing these old franchises to mobile. So that's pretty cool in my opinion. Yeah, that game looks pretty fun. Innovative social stand-up game comedy night is coming to Android. Okay, first of all, this is they were trying to get it out on April 2nd, but this has been delayed to April 10th, I believe. So this did not come out this week, but yeah, it should be coming out next week. This is gonna be really cool. It's like I mean, it's I guess you can't really call it a video game. It's actually like, I guess a simulator where you can go and do stand-up comedy and people can join your room and I guess rate you and all that sort of thing. So I'm gonna check this game out and just like see if there's any funny people playing it. So basically, yeah, if you want to go listen to people make jokes and stuff, it's gonna be a cool game that you can download and that sort of thing. Let's go ahead and see if there's a. Let's put the music, or not the music, the sound on for this one. Because I'm pretty sure you have to use your own mic. Like your actual phone mic on your phone. Like, oh, what is up with this sound system? I need to. Oh man, so yeah, you can. Oh, you can do like 1v1, like 1v1 against other people. You can heckle and vote, and then you can actually change your voice. They have a voice changer. That's gonna be funny. Can't wait to see what people do with this. There's gonna be, I bet you, there's gonna be people that get like thousands and millions of followers just from being funny and discovered on this game. That's really cool. And it's really great for right now because obviously probably comedy clubs are closed all around the world. So yeah, you might even see like actual professional stand-up comedians using this game to like have their little stand-up performance. It's gonna be funny. Next up is something that might look a bit familiar if you've ever played Overcooked. There's this basically a version of Overcooked that's coming out to mobile that did come out called Too Many Cooks. Fast-paced multiplayer cooking game out now for iOS and Android. So if you ever played or ever heard of Overcooked, it's a really, really fun game. So it's really awesome that they're bringing this to mobile. I'm pretty sure that my wife and her sister and probably her friends are probably all going to download this as soon as they hear about it. So I wonder how well it works online. Let's go ahead and take a look at the video. Pretty sure it's similar to Overcooked. Interesting. Maybe not really. Maybe not really like Overcooked, because Overcooked you have to like move around and stuff. Huh. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how this is gonna work. It's hard to say based on that, but it does look like it could be fun. Huh. I guess you just swipe on different ingredients to put them in the thing. Yeah. It's hard to say how this is gonna work, but obviously it is multiplayer. You have to communicate to to win. So yeah, yeah, it's really, really interesting. I'm not really sure how that's gonna work. It's crazy. Why is my video recommended here right now? That's crazy. Thanks for the follow, Rice in My Palm. I like that. I like that name. And Twitch Taylor Drury. Appreciate you. Yeah, we should try it out. We're gonna try this game out, and I'll get back to you guys. Disney Mirrorverse is an action RPG starring amped up Disney characters, entering soft launch soon. Disney and Kabam have just announced Disney Mirrorverse, an action RPG starring evolved and amplified versions of Disney and Pixar characters. Players will assemble teams of Guardians and then chuck them into battles with AI-controlled teams and presumably other players in PvP. It's set in a whole new universe which lies behind the Stellar Mirror. Okay, we can probably go ahead and assume this is a parallel universe to the one in which everything broadly the same but slightly different. So I guess there's not much information about it, something that's just announced. I don't know, it sounds like a MOBA? Like maybe it's a MOBA, but... Oh, there's actually, in case the lucky citizens of the Philippines... Okay, it's going to be soft launching in the Philippines pretty soon, so I guess we'll be able to see some videos on that in the next coming weeks. Marvel Future Revolution, Omega Flight. Netmarble has released a new video giving some information on the upcoming Future Revolution mobile game. Let's check it out.
Some of my favorite content in this game involves exploring these new worlds that have come together to create the primary Earth after convergence. Getting to look into an area of Earth that's dominated by the Nova Corps and protected by them, and it's called Xanderth, and it's this combination of Xandar and Earth. Or traveling to
gameplay?
Scar and seeing what has happened to this wasteland area that's been taken over by a brutal war.
Oh, it says in-game footage.
Explore these different looks at how the Marvel Universe can be explored and expressed has been a lot of fun.
It's bonkers to be in Marvel Future Revolutions. I've been showing people what that's like, and they're just losing their minds because not only am I in the game, I actually look like me, the high fidelity of Future Revolution.
Who are you? Who is this guy?
Robust.
When you pick up a Marvel game, you can become the character. You are the character. You control their actions and what.
Is this like an MMO?
So with a game like Marvel Future Revolution, there's the initial surprise of, oh, I'm Captain Marvel. I can fly. I can blast. And now I can try and experience what it's like to be Spider-Man and to swing around and be very active.
Oh, it looks more like an action RPG or something.
You can throw your shield or Doctor Strange and cast your spells. You'll be able to go on adventures and spend just a ton of time exploring all these great worlds with all of your friends.
One of the great things about this game is you're bringing in heroes from multiple dimensions and universes into one group. So you may see a Captain America with different ideas and different styles of personality.
It seems like a cool game.
From a different universe or for a different
Marvel games usually do pretty well. There's so many Marvel games on mobile.
That rise to the surface depending on how you customize them and where they come from. So it's both up to the story and the player to kind of decide what their character is and what path they're going to follow. And that is really interesting to see because the possibilities are virtually endless.
I love all the possibilities, and I think that's...
How long is this video? Oh, it's almost done.
Take characters from different realities and put them together. Seeing it now in a game is perfect.
Because that's how we roll up Marvel games at Netmarble. We think big, we think long, and then we deliver and blow your mind.
All right, bro. You better blow my mind. All right, yeah, so a little bit news about Marvel Future Revolution. Still not completely clear what type of game that is. It looks like an action RPG, but let's take a look at this sneak peek real quick. I think he's just looking at the same exact thing we just looked at. Ah, well, okay. No real good gameplay on that just quite yet, but a little bit of news for you guys. Alright, this is going to be a really, really cool game. Game Stew's first-person dungeon crawler, Castle of White Knight, launches April 16th and is up for pre-order now. So, I guess, is it paid? $2.99, yeah. $2.99 for this one, but it looks really, really cool. Game Stew has developed quite a following over the years by creating games that center around a tried and true gameplay mechanic, adding in lots of story bits and RPG light elements. Go ahead and fire up that video. Wrapping the whole thing up in something that feels authentically retro, like graphing calculator type games. So yeah, this is like a really old school style of RPG. I don't know if you guys have ever played anything like this, but basically it's like you're in like a dungeon and you choose left, right, or back or forward. And every time you move, you know, sometimes there will be a monster or something that pops up in front of you, maybe a chest or a trap or something like that. So it's yeah, it definitely appeals to older people like myself, but I think everyone could enjoy playing it. RuneScape's archaeology update is here, adding new locations, rewards, and more. RuneScape, the long-running MMO which started its life on PC before extending to mobile, has been updated with this archaeology skill, which basically adds a ton of new stuff to do in the game. Honestly, I've never actually played RuneScape, even though I'm like a really big MMO guy. This is one of the games I've never really played, and I think I would like to try it out, but I think it still has like a $15 a month subscription or something like that. So that's like the main reason I'm just like, nah, I don't think it's. I know it's a really successful game and tons of people love it, but I'm not about to pay that much for a monthly fee for RuneScape. See if there's anything cool in this video right here. How many of you guys do you guys play RuneScape out there? Have you played RuneScape? Could never get into RuneScape. Tried multiple times. Yeah, I've never really tried. So I heard most people actually prefer the old school RuneScape more than the new one, this new version. But yeah, I've never actually tried myself either. What's up, by the way, Spirit Gaming? Nice to see you. Especially for a mobile game, though, like you're gonna have a hard time trying to convince people to pay a monthly subscription. But yeah, just going around and digging up archaeological stuff. Good news for you RuneScape players out there. Our next MMO news is Devil Hunter Eternal World, a 3D mobile MMO now available. So this just came out this week. I actually did not even hear about this, so usually I at least know about all the MMOs coming out. But this looks like pretty like an anime/fantasy type of MMO. Devil Hunter is a brand new 3D MMO set in a world where gods and devils have been at war for many millennia. Players take on the role of one of the 4 devil hunters, whose goal is to defeat the devils and bring back peace to the land. At the start of the game, players can choose to play as one of the Okay, we have Martial Saint, Taoist Master, Arcane Luminary, and Winged Illusionist. This looks a lot like World of Kings. Looks very, very much like World of Kings, visually. I might have to check this out. Yeah. Is there a video? No video? Unfortunate. Yeah, so a new MMO to check out if you guys are interested. If you're getting the itch to try something new, here's Devil Hunter Eternal World. I'm assuming it is globally released. They haven't mentioned any specific countries or anything here. Yeah, good stuff. Another MMO now available only in Southeast Asia and Oceania is Repels, that just came out this week as well. Available in the Philippines, Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Vietnam, Australia, and New Zealand. This one looks pretty good too. We got a video for this one. Let's go ahead and check it out. Looks like more of a standard fantasy type thing. I don't know if it's the video quality that's not very great or the actual game graphics. I mean, this scene right here looks okay. It's pretty decent. Was that it? Was that the whole video? Seriously? No, like, fighting or nothing? Okay. There are 3 races to choose from: Gaia, Diva, and Asura. They are experts in melee, combat, magic, and speed combat, respectively. There's 30 dungeons at launch. That's pretty awesome. Huh. So, very little information about that. Unfortunately, not a global release. I might have to VPN over to one of these countries and see if I can check it out. Last but not least, we have Warhammer 40k Lost Crusade, an upcoming MMO strategy game that's heading for mobile in the first half of 2020, they say. But the little caveat, it will release in China before global launch. So unfortunately, China first, so we're probably not going to see it in English till the end of the year, but still, this is pretty good news because they've had very, very little information about this game. I've known about this game for about a year now, but yeah, they haven't really been giving out any information. There's no videos, nothing basically, but you know, Warhammer 40k is a strong franchise. This should be one of the best mobile MMOs that come out. I'm hoping. Yeah, we'll see. Let's see if there's any information down here in the text here. The game has come about following a licensing deal between Chinese company Orca Games and Games Workshop. It will be an MMO strategy title that will see players commanding fleets in space. Oh, okay. So it's not a typical it's not an MMORPG. While battling with heroes on 3D battlefields. Beyond that, there is very little information to go on. We do know that Orca Games won't be publishing the game alone. It'll be a joint effort between themselves and Chinese Central Television. Okay, very little information. But I'm still kind of excited for it. And that'll wrap it up for this week of news. I would say the highlights are probably some of these funnier games. The stand-up. Okay, first, the totally reliable delivery service sounds really cool. It looks really funny. The social stand-up game that will be coming out next week. I'm definitely gonna go and sneak in on and listen to people doing stand-up comedy on their phones. That's gonna be cool. What else did we have? Nier Reincarnation announcement. That sounds really cool. And all these indie games, if you're interested in checking out some indie games, there should be some really nice gems in that list. Star Wars Starfighter, Legends of Runeterra, Gris. Yeah, it's a very, very wide variety of different genres here. Everything looks like it should be pretty enjoyable for the most part. I'll be definitely checking out Dead by Daylight Mobile, the official release of that, and the stand-up comedy game, and maybe the Too Many Cooks. Too Many Cooks, we'll maybe try that out as well. Bone Chicken. Yeah, Bone Chicken looked fun too. Or Bomb Chicken, right? Bomb Chicken. Where was that at? Right here? Bomb Chicken, yeah. A lot of cool games coming out did come out. Most of these games are already out. A few of them are just announcements for the next coming weeks, but yeah. All right, that is it for the Mobile Gaming Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it, found some information that might have been of interest to you. There's a lot of cool games coming out. Always a lot of cool games coming out for mobile. We'll be back next week on Sunday for the live stream and Monday for the recorded version. We'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. Peace, and have a nice week. GG's. Also, please subscribe if you haven't already.